Number 108 on the calendar in the matter of Hayes versus Cheney. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
How old are you, Miss Hayes?
I'm 24.
How many children do you have?
Just one.
What do you do for a living?
I bartend.
Do you have any other source of income other than from your bartending?
No.
Ever receive any supplements from the state?
Right now I get medical for my child, and I do receive food assistance too.
Your complaint is that a little over a year ago, you made an arrangement with Mr. Cheney, who is the father of your daughter, that in lieu of child support, he would furnish you with a car.
Right.
The car would remain in his name until it was paid off, and he would pay $200 a month towards the car instead of giving you money for child support.
Correct.
And that was just fine for a year, and then car was taken from the front of your house. You thought it was Mr. Cheney who took that car. You reported it stolen to the police. That car was subsequently found. Mr. Cheney decided, I don't want this aggravation. I'd rather give her the child support. So he turned the car in. According to him, he's now sending you $200 a month in child support. So he doesn't want to be bothered with the car business anymore. And you want the value of the car, and you say that you put in a substantial amount of money into the car.
Correct.
Things like rims.
Actually, the rims and tires on the car, I were not on it when it was stolen, so that wouldn't be part of it, but the stereo system and other
Window
things on the
tints.
car. Yeah.
Why did you need window tints on the car?
Because it was a nice new car, and I had it, and with my income tax return, I put some money into my car.
You're a single mother raising a child on tips and wages from being a bartender. And are you telling me that you took that money and instead of putting it in a college fund for your daughter, you tinted the windows on your car and
I
you
sure
upgraded
did.
the stereo? You sure did. Your priorities are a little screwed up.
At that time, I wasn't receiving any assistance, and I was doing just fine.
I don't care whether you were receiving any assistance or not. How much money do you have put away for your daughter for college?
None.
And when you receive Medicaid and when you receive food stamps, you're receiving welfare. And before I would put money into tinting my windows in my car, I would put money towards my child's future. That's what a grown-up does. I just want to mention that, madam, because I was actually appalled at that piece of your complaint when you say you want that money back from him because he repossessed the car and sold it after you had put in this window tints and stereo system and fancy rims on the car. And so he owes you $4,000. Now, Mr. Cheney.
Yes.
Why did you take the car back?
I didn't take the car back. It was reported stolen. I found it 2 blocks from her house, sitting in an apartment complex, which I did some checking around and I got proof that the car was there and that she's been in and out of those apartment complexes many times while it was there. It was given back to me by a police officer.
Because the car was in your name.
The car was in my name. I took it back to the car lot because I didn't want no problems. She's trying to put me in jail all the time. I didn't want no problems with it.
Fine. You used the car for a year?
I did. If I wanted to put him in jail, Your Honor, he would be in prison right now.
You used the car for a year?
I did.
How much do you think that it would cost if you leased a car for a year?
I have no idea.
How much is he paying you now in child support?
He has paid me $200 for the last 2 months, but I'm currently
Who is this
filing.
person?
This is my girlfriend.
Tell her to keep her mouth shut. Because you two have a child together, and she's not supposed to exacerbate any bad feeling that may exist between the two of you.
She's been the communicator between the both
Which
of us.
is making it worse.
In court, she has nothing to say, and she should have as little to say as possible, because that's not going to be a good thing. You two have to learn how to get along together, because you made a child together.
There is a 2-year restraining order. I had no permission whatsoever to talk to this female for 2 years. She is the communicator by court.
He was talking to me up until I don't know what happened, and she decided that she didn't want that anymore, and now she's been the communicator, and she makes things up between the two of us and causes more
Very
problems.
bad. That's very unfortunate. Who got a restraining order against whom?
The state actually pressed it for a no-contact order because of a domestic violence that we had.
Who supervises visitation?
No one supervises visitation. She was picking up for a while our daughter and bringing him to him for the weekend, and then we would meet and I'd pick her up.
Oh,
He stopped seeing her about 8 months ago, though.
No, I didn't stop seeing her.
Or not 8 months
She
ago.
quit letting me see her. She said, you're not seeing your child again until we're done with court. This court right here today. First it was, you better start paying me payments, pay her payments. Nope, you can't have her. Now we're going to court. Oh, no, not till court's over. So I'm paying, I haven't even seen my child in like 4 months.
Do you have an order of visitation?
I don't think so.
Well, go and get one. If you don't have an order of visitation, then you see your child whenever she says you can. If you have an order of visitation, sir, that's fixed by a court, you will see your child whenever the court tells you you can see your child. Do you understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
Well, then you got to get off your duff and go into court and file for an order of visitation.
Well, I was trying to do it out of court.
Well, that's stupid.
Your Honor, I've never told him he couldn't see his daughter.
Just a second. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
You pick yourself up and you go to the local domestic relations court or the family court, wherever you live, and you file a petition to see your child, whatever. And she just says, I told him he could see her whenever.
She don't
Listen
bring her,
to me.
then I can't see her.
Listen to me. That's not up to her. Go. If somebody told me I couldn't see my child, I wouldn't wait 4 months to go to court. She knew how to go to court to get an order of support, right?
Right.
You do have an order of support.
Yes, we do.
$200.
That's not court ordered.
It's not court ordered.
That's not. I'm in the process right now of getting back into the court ordered amount, which is $280 a month.
It's ordered that I pay $280 a month already. We had a verbal agreement outside of it to pay $200 a month. So
No, to pay
For the car.
but to pay for the car.
Now I'm in the process of getting the $280 a month again.
Very good. So you'll get your $280 a month. Good. I don't know what you want.
What I want basically is I put all this money into this car.
That was stupid.
It was a
That
bad
was
decision.
stupid.
Bad
Who told
decision.
you? Who told you? Listen to me. Who told you to tint the wheels, buy rims, buy a stereo, tint the whatever? What did I say? Tint the rims?
You said tint the wheels, but
Tint the
you
wheels.
meant tint the-
Whatever you do, madam, that's your prerogative. I can really understand why he doesn't want to have anything to do with you other than paying child support and picking up the child because clearly you don't like each other. You don't get that money back.
Have you seen the contract?
What? I don't care. Listen to me.
He agrees in the contract to pay me the money that he owes me when, if the contract was ever broken, that I had into the car. He agreed to that. So
she willingly gave up the car by reporting it stolen. Pretty much
I had to report it stolen. It was stolen from my
Pretty
house.
much set me up
If I wanted to
because
send him to prison, he tried to kill
I
me.
have
I have police
witnesses
reports. I could have.
saying that she was.
Then I have a question for you, Miss Hayes, because it always strikes me that women can be so foolish. If he tried to kill you, and if you are afraid of him.
I'm not afraid of him.
Well, I would be afraid of somebody who tried to kill me, Miss Hayes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows.
And later today,
February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Hayes says the father of her child, Jason Cheney, owes for illegally repossessing her car. Diana says Jason's actions are hurting their daughter.
Miss Hayes, I would be afraid of anybody who tried to kill me, especially someone with whom I had had a relationship. I don't need you for anything, okay? I certainly wouldn't put myself in a position where I had any kind of business relationship with them. Listen to me, any kind of business relationship with them. There has to be a reason for that. Now, one of the reasons for that might be, you see, if he's giving you $280 a month, you could purchase your own car. However, if he's giving you $280 a month, the other assistance that you might be getting from the state, including the Medicaid and the food stamps, would be taken away. So, right?
Yes,
Yes,
no problem
sure.
with that.
So listen to me. So this way, you got the Medicaid, you got the food stamps, and you got your car. So if you think about it...
That was reported. That was part of my income. His $200 a month toward my car was part of my income. Reported. It still wasn't enough. So
Interesting. So then I don't understand why somebody who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper...
He wasn't even making the payments.
Listen to me. I don't understand why someone who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper would enter into any kind of business relationship
I was
without
already in
anything...
it.
What?
I was already into it before then. I was already into this. I was already into this agreement. This was already going on before.
Then say, here's your car back.
I was
don't
already
want it.
into this
Listen
car,
to
this
me.
much money. I
Here's your
wasn't-
car back. I don't want your car. I want you to pay me $280 a month. You pay it through the court. You come and visit every other week or every week, just as the court is going to tell you to do. And that's what we do. You don't have a convoluted business arrangement. In any event, I don't see where he owes you $4,000, Miss Hayes.
To rent a car.
What?
I no longer have use of a car that I put $4,000 into. I no longer have use of this car. Do you pay $4,000 to rent a car? No, you paid $4,000 to buy a car, not rent a car. Am I wrong?
She got her use out of the
Listen
car.
to me.
I used the car for a little over a year. It was a good car. I would have drove it for
Listen
5
to
more
me, madam.
years. I bought that car.
He doesn't want any part of you, and you don't want any part of him. Now take the money that he's giving you and go and put it towards a car, which is exactly what you did before.
She already did.
I am doing now.
Perfect. Did you buy a car?
I'm paying.
You're paying it off, which is exactly what you were doing before. You were
What?
paying it off with his money.
No, my money. My child support money.
No.
My money.
No, that's not your money. That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so...
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows. Goodbye, Miss Hayes.
Parties are excused when they step out.
He tried to kill me. I have police reports.
We got into domestic violence and we pushed each other around. That's about
He
it.
threatened me in the police report that if I said anything, then he would take my car away.
She reported stolen, tried to get me in trouble. It backfired in her face.
She keeps trying to get him in trouble. She can't handle the fact that they're no longer together.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Anderson versus Miller. Step forward.
Lori Anderson is suing her former co-worker, Tynesha Miller, for unpaid loans to pay her rent and bills. Lori says instead of paying her back, Tynesha had plastic surgery.
Miss Anderson, Miss Miller was a former friend of yours.
Yes.
And a co-worker.
Yes.
And it is your claim that you made 2 loans to her,
Yes.
and she hasn't paid you back. And Miss Miller says you were a real nice gal, you're a good-natured person, and you made gifts to her at a time when she needed money. That's her defense. Is that right?
Yes.
How long, Miss Miller, had you been friendly with Miss Anderson?
Probably 2 weeks after she started working.
And when was that?
December, January, I'm not exactly sure.
December of '03.
And what kind of business are you in?
I worked at a surgery center. I did the scheduling there.
And you?
I'm the surgery triage coordinator.
And when was the first loan that you made, Miss Anderson?
It was on April 14th, 2004.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that loan, Miss Miller. Or that money that she gave you.
Okay. I was on the phone and she overheard the conversation, and it was...
Well, what was the conversation about?
My conversation was about my gas had got turned off, and she overheard the conversation.
Why was your gas turned off? For non-payment of
Yes.
the bill?
Yes.
How much do you make a year?
I believe it's like $33,000.
So what were you spending your money on?
My children and paying my bills.
How many children do you have?
4.
Who else lives in your home?
Just the children and myself.
Where's their father?
I guess he's around.
Does he pay you support?
We only get a check maybe once a year when he files his taxes, and that's it.
Does he
Your Honor,
see?
if I can just interrupt, there
Yes.
are 4 different fathers.
Lori Anderson says former co-worker Tynesha Miller owes for a series of unpaid loans. Lori says Tynesha played on her sympathy.
Okay, so your gas was being shut off.
And she volunteered that.
Well, tell me what she said.
Well, she came to me and said, "I'm your friend. You know, I love you and your children. I want to help." At which point in time, I told her no. That was it was a lot of money, and the gas bill was high, $780. So she was like, "Let me do this. This is something that I want to do. I can't go home and go to sleep tonight knowing that your gas is cut off. It's cold and
Okay. Very
she
nice
made-
lady.
She had-
Nice lady.
Right.
When was the next time you took money from Miss Anderson?
I believe it was 04.
September of '04.
Had she paid you any of the $780 back?
No, ma'am. And in the midst of this time, there was also 2 other occasions I had given Miss Miller money in the amount of $80 both times.
Did she say she would pay you back?
Yes, she did.
That
It
amount?
was always in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks had come in the next 2 weeks.
What was the money for in September?
It was for her rent, Your Honor. She didn't pay her rent. She was going to be evicted from her apartment, and I love her children. We were friends. I trusted her. Even though she hadn't paid me the $780, I still couldn't go home in good conscience knowing that she was going to be evicted from her apartment. So I did write her a check in the amount of $893, which she did cash.
So far, is that correct?
Yes.
What arrangements did you have with her for repayment of all this money?
Just, I will pay you back in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, after the check in September, we were discussing it. She said, "Lori, I know I haven't paid you back the money. I'm going to get, a pretty good income tax check this year, and I'll pay you back with the income tax check." And I said, "That's fine, Tanisha." So in February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
Just a second. What kind of cabaret party?
It's just a cabaret that you throw and you raise money.
For what?
People throw cabarets and they raise money just
What were
for
you
whatever
raising
reason.
What were you raising?
I was
money
going to
for?
have cosmetic surgery.
Why didn't you give her back the money?
She didn't want the money. I offered. That's what she's leaving out. I have offered, and she denied. I'm not going to take your money. I told
When did you
I would-
offer her the money?
Around income tax time.
You mean after this cabaret party?
No, the cabaret came after income tax time. So I offered the money before the cabaret.
Your Honor, she offered to write me a $500 check.
And what did you say?
And I'm like, okay. And the day progressed, no check. And the week progressed, no check. And then we stopped speaking. I was hanging around with some people she didn't like. We stopped speaking. I asked her for the money. She said, you'll have your money by Tuesday. Well, Tuesday's come and gone about 45 Tuesdays from then. And I still haven't got my money. And then, Your Honor, to top it off, my birthday, we made plans to go out on my birthday, which was fine. She was going to pay for my birthday cake. I'm like,
When was this?
May 13th is my birthday.
Of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were still speaking?
We
in
were
May.
still speaking. We were still co-workers. Yes, we did. We worked very closely together. I was still trying to be a friend, be the kind of person that I needed to be. And on my birthday, she's like, I'm going to order you a cake. We're going to go out. I'm going to pay for it. I'm like, you don't have to pay for my cake. I can pay for my cake. So the day before my birthday, she came to me and she said, Lori, I don't have the money to pay for your birthday cake. Can I borrow the money from you? So me, being the person I am, I gave her the money for my birthday cake. The next day, she brought my birthday cake to work. Come to find out, one of our other coworkers had also given her the money for my birthday cake. To top it off, my husband and I paid for her dinner that night also.
I don't see anything funny about it.
She's making it sound worse than what it really is.
No, it's
this is the type of person.
Just a minute. It sounds pretty bad to me. You know, a lady who's earning $33,000 a year and getting some other support for her children from their father, whether it's from income tax return from one father and some other sporadic money from another father, raising 4 kids is expensive. But when you have a friend who is willing to help you over some rough spots, I think that that's terrific. And I would be much more sympathetic with you in your position as a single mother of 4 children if you didn't spend $2,000 to have a cabaret party, if you had a little more priority about what you were going to do with your money. Do you understand what I'm saying, Miss Miller?
Yes, I do.
Because you're supposed to act mature if you have 4 children. You're supposed to be mature if you have 4 children. You're not supposed to be foolish. You're not supposed to say, well, maybe I'll get, I don't know what kind of cosmetic surgery you wanted. You want bigger chest, little chest, bigger behind, smaller behind. Who knows? Who cares? First, you take care of your responsibility. And first, you take care of your debts. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,673. That's all.
Parties are all, miss, everybody. Thank you. Your Honor, this is case number 29 on calendar in the matter of Rodriguez versus Morales. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Thanks, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge.
Miss Rodriguez, the defendant is your cousin's husband.
Correct.
Where is your cousin? She here?
No, she's not.
According to what I read, your cousin's husband, Mr. Morales, vandalized your car by kicking it, causing dents in the car. He says he didn't do it. So I have a few questions, and I'm going to start out with him, because I was interested in your answer, Mr. Morales.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you and your wife been married?
About 3 years, going on 4 years.
And according to your answer, sir, your wife and Diana were good friends. Aside from being cousins, they were friends.
Yes.
And your wife called you one day and said that she wanted to go out to speak to Diana, just to have a girls' night out.
She didn't say to go out. She said she wanted to go to dinner. Apparently something was going on.
Well, that's dinner. That's going out.
Okay, well, it turned out to be some other...
No, but that she told you she wanted to go out for dinner.
Yes.
You have children?
Yes, we do.
How many children do you have?
We have 4.
4 children in 3 years. How did that happen?
We have 2 together, and we each brought daughters into the marriage.
So your wife said she would like to have dinner with her cousin Diana.
Yes.
And you said okay.
Yes.
Well, what did you say?
I said dinner would be fine.
You didn't give your wife any specific instructions, though.
No instructions other than I made it clear that I didn't expect her to turn it into a drinking evening. They're very good friends, they're close. I didn't have any problem with that. She hadn't had time to herself, so...
Do you ever go out, Mr. Morales?
No.
Never go out and socialize?
No.
Tell me what happened next, sir.
Once I got home and she was getting ready to go out.
What time was that?
That was 6, maybe 6:30.
Okay.
And her cousin came, picked her up, and then they left. Maybe about 15 minutes after they left, my wife called on the cell phone and told me that they weren't hungry, that they wanted to go and have a couple drinks. Didn't like the idea, but my wife hadn't had really
Well,
much.
what did you say to her?
I ended up telling her it was fine. I told her just I didn't want her out. I didn't expect her to be out late, and I didn't expect her to drink.
But they were going out to drink.
Not to drink and drive. I made
She
it,
wasn't driving. She picked her up.
If one was going to be drinking, I assumed they would both be drinking. So I told her, I made it clear to her that if they needed me to pick them up, that I would be available to pick them up.
Oh, so you said go and have a good time, but if you're both drinking, I'll be available to come pick you up. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And I made it clear that I didn't want it to be a late evening. I told her if you're going to go, talk, have a good time, just I don't expect you to come home 11,
Late.
12 o'clock, late.
You told her you didn't want him home after 11.
Yes.
How old is your wife?
She's 30.
Go ahead.
At 8:30, it was around 8:30, she called me, and at that time she was letting me know that she was having a good time, but they were wrapping it up and getting ready to head home. Okay, are you guys okay? She said yes, they were fine, everything was going well. So the location where she said they were going to be is maybe 15, 20 minutes. Maybe an hour later, I hadn't received any calls, so I tried calling the cell phone, and at that time the cell phone was off. Off or had no power. I probably tried the cell phone every 15 minutes or so after that, and 8:30 turned to 9:30, turned to 10:30, turned to about 11:30 is when I started getting concerned. I started to get the kids up and wanted to go and see if I can find her, so drove up to the area where they said they were going to be. Different path on the way home, thinking I might see them stranded.
Didn't see them.
Didn't see them. Kept trying the cell phone for...
Okay, you tried the cell phone. You didn't. What time did they finally come home?
They came home at about 2:30.
And what happened when they got home?
Well, they drove up. I was actually getting the kids ready to go out and look again when they drove up. I went out to the car. First thing was, what happened, is everything okay? When I saw the condition that they were in, I turned to being very, very upset. Said some things I probably shouldn't have. Grabbed the door, opened it, took my wife out of the car. The seatbelt was still on, so I had to reach in and undo the seatbelt for her. She had trouble even standing, getting out of the car.
She managed to get into the car.
Yes.
And put a seatbelt on.
Yes.
Okay, now Miss Rodriguez, coming back to you. You're out for the evening.
Right.
Where'd you go?
We went to a bar that they served. It was actually a wine and beer bar. They served appetizers. We did have appetizers and drinks.
Okay, what time did you get home?
We probably got to their house around 1:30.
Were you having a good time?
Yes, we did actually. We had a really good time. It was actually our first night out alone since the time they got married, because she is not allowed to go out alone.
What do you mean she's not allowed to go out alone?
It always has to be in a group setting, or he has to be there.
Had you socialized before she got married?
Yes, we were, besides being cousins, we were really good friends. We always went out before they got married. Once they got married, that stopped.
Did Mrs. Morales turn her phone off?
You know, I'm not sure if she did, but I know she did receive a call from him several times.
Did she take the calls?
Once, when we were about 5 minutes away from their house. She did answer the phone. It was him, and I can tell at that point that something was wrong because she looked frightened, and the way she was speaking was not, I mean, I can tell something was
Did you
wrong.
speak to your wife before she got home?
No.
Did not?
The phone was off up until she got home, and I showed her that the phone was off once she got inside, and I actually was angry and broke the phone because it was off.
How did you break the phone?
I threw it.
Where were your children?
They were in the bedroom.
Up or sleeping?
Up.
So what happened when you came home?
As we were driving down the street where they live on, I can see him coming out. He must have been looking in the window, or I don't know, because I can see him pulling towards the street.
What are you pulling towards the street? He was in his car?
I mean, walking towards the street.
Okay.
And I was driving in, and he opened the door just like he said. He pulled her out. He yelled at her first and said, "Are you crazy? You're married." Then turned to me and said, you ruined us. And was yelling, and he was out of control, very angry. I didn't say anything. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I was frightened. And he kicked my car twice within maybe a 2-minute gap.
You have pictures of the damage to the car?
I do. As a matter of fact, my car was 3 weeks old when he did this, so I was very upset. Brand new car.
Yes, sir.
When I got my wife out of the car, I expected this whole thing to be about maybe something resulting from slamming the car door. I did not stand there and kick anything. The whole process of taking her out of the car, I did say things that I shouldn't have said, but I did not kick the car. I slammed the extent of what I did to that car was slamming the car door. If I had damaged something, I was furious. I was furious.
Furious.
I was.
So furious, sir, that you couldn't control your temper inside your house, and you took the cell phone and you broke it inside the house with 3 children, at least 3 children, home and awake, according to you at 2:30 in the morning. According to her, it was 1:30. According to you, 2:30 in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
You couldn't control yourself sufficiently in front of your children. So you expect me to believe that she dented her own car? Why would she dent her own car, a 3-week-old car? Why do you think she would do that?
She lives in, I have no doubt in my mind, she lives in a apartment complex with underground parking.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the damage.
Oh, well, show it to him. Show it to him. This didn't come from another car, sir.
Oh, and
This didn't come from another car.
Can I say something? He's seen the damage because I mailed him pictures and a letter about 2 weeks after.
Have you spoken to your cousin since?
No. I called her the next day because I was concerned. I wanted to know. I left her a message on her cell phone. I just wanted to...
She hasn't called you back?
No. Ever since then, she's avoided me, and I know she's avoided mutual friends that we have.
Well...
And actually, maybe, I don't know if she's avoiding them, but he denies her every time someone calls.
Mr. Morales, it's not my job to be a therapist, sir. And if you've got your wife so intimidated that she has a fear of maintaining contacts that she's had all of her life, like her cousin, that's very unfortunate. I certainly wouldn't let you do that to me. The fact that you have no interest in going out and socializing with friends is your business. If your wife, every once in a while, needs to get away from the pressures of a full-time job and taking care of 4 children, she's entitled to do that and blow off some steam every once in a while. Don't you think so, Mr. Morales?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the problem whether she's married or not? Where did you think she was at 1 o'clock in the morning? Did you think she was out sleeping with somebody else?
No, ma'am.
No.
But it's not a
she...
matter of the marriage. This was a matter of, all it takes is one mistake of drinking and driving, and it changes everything for my kids.
They got home fine, Mr. Morales. You
They
should
had
have
been drinking.
They got home fine. Then you wait until the next day, and you say to your wife, you know, it was dangerous last night. You know, you were drinking, Diana was drinking. I told you I'd be more than happy to come pick you up. You really had me worried. That's not what happened, sir. Mr. Morales, what happened is you lost your temper.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I had no problem paying for the loan, assuming that she would do what she could to help me out.
What you wanted her to do, sir, is to lower your child support payments.
Right.
So that you could pay for this hobby craft.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Rodriguez says her cousin's husband, Alex Morales, kicked a dent into the side of her car. Alex says Diana took his wife out for a night on the town and brought her home drunk.
How many times in the last 4 years has your wife been out for an evening alone without you?
Within 5 times. Not very often.
Not very often. With friends or off to an emergency room? It's a simple question. With friends?
Co-workers.
Co-workers?
Yes.
Out for an evening?
No.
4 or 5 times? For what?
No, after work, a dinner, banquets, things like that, but not to go out clubbing.
You think going out with her cousin is going out clubbing?
Yes.
She picked him. She may be happy with him.
And
if not, it's not your business. Can I see the estimate to fix your car, please? Mr. Morales, how you and your wife conduct your business is really none of my business. However, you have absolutely no right to take out your frustration on Miss Rodriguez's brand new car. In order to fix her car, it's going to cost $2,600. She probably has insurance to cover it. There's absolutely no reason for her to have to submit this to her insurance because of your hissy fit. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,600. That's all.
All is excused. You may step out.
He just doesn't want to take responsibility for his actions.
It wasn't a controlling thing. It was her kind of knowing at what point would, I'd be set off.
I don't have a relationship with her.
As far as I'm concerned, if she wants to stay married to me, I wouldn't allow them to go out again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Davis versus Jemison. Step forward, please.
Call center supervisor Penny Davis is suing the father of her son, car rental manager Jerome Jemison, for a loan to buy a motorcycle. Jerome says Penny was supposed to use her child support money to make payments.
Ms. Davis, the defendant is your former boyfriend and the father of your children. How many children do you have with him?
We only have one.
When was the last time you lived together?
Over 5 years.
When did you make this loan for a motorcycle?
July of 2003.
Why?
Basically, he wanted to purchase a motorcycle, so he came to me and asked me if I would help him obtain a loan to purchase a motorcycle.
Why couldn't he get his own loan?
His credit wasn't good enough for that. So he did all the legwork, and basically I showed up and signed the papers, and he got a check for the purchase of the motorcycle.
Wasn't that a big mistake?
I would have to second guess myself at this point and say yes, but at that point in time I thought I was helping someone that I could trust.
So you thought you were helping out a friend, but then he stopped making payments on the loan.
Yes.
When did you stop making payments on the loan, sir?
Actually, my last payment was November of last year.
Why?
When I lost my job, about 3 months after we got the loan, I got another job making considerably less, and child support was not lowered.
So?
Penny and I actually had a conversation then in the summer of last year where she agreed that because I could not get that child support modified and lowered to then match the new calculation on my new salary, that she would then pay that amount.
No, I did not.
Just a second. She would pay what amount?
Any additional amount towards the loan because I could no longer afford it.
Why didn't you sell the motorcycle?
There's no way I would get anything close to what I paid for it.
You have the title to it?
Yeah.
Let me see it.
It'll actually say on it that it is a rebuilt salvage.
So this motorcycle is how old?
1994 with some 95 parts on it, I think.
Now, you don't use this to get back and forth to work, is that right?
No.
It's a hobby.
To some degree.
And how much do you think you could get for it if you went to sell it?
$1,000 to $1,200.
And how much is left on the loan?
$3,744 and
$3,744
and 61 cents. That's
okay,
the payoff amount.
Yes. That's the payoff amount.
Yes. I also asked Mr. Jemison to give me the title.
Yeah, well, he's going to do that today.
Judge Judy, if I can mention one thing. When we entered into this agreement...
Just a second.
Okay.
Before he mentions a thing, Bird, find the right place where he's supposed to sign off on this thing, because he's going to give the title to us so she can sell it.
Can I make a statement short of that?
Not short of it, after you sign it.
Transferor.
Perfect. Now you can give that to her. Now you can go pick it up.
Thank you.
And sell it. Now you wanted to say something to me, Mr. Jemison?
Yeah. We went in it with the understanding that she'd have my back and I'd have hers. I had no problem paying for the loan, assuming that she would do what she could to help me out.
What you wanted her to do, sir, is to lower your child support payments.
Right.
So that you could pay for this hobby craft. That's what
Sure.
you want. Listen to me, sir. If you said to me, Judge, I needed a way to get to work, and if I couldn't get to work, I couldn't pay child support. This is my mode of transportation. I'd have a little sympathy for you. That's not what you're saying to me. You're saying to me, this is a hobby. I have another car that I use for work.
I don't actually own a car.
I don't care how you get to work. I don't care if you get to work by subway or if you get to work by trolley.
Okay.
This is not your mode of transportation to work. So if you lost your job and you had to replace a job with a job where you were making less money, the answer isn't cutting your child support payments, sir. The answer is getting rid of your... I'm speaking. The answer is getting rid of your hobby. You don't say to her, take less money, agree to take less money so that I can make the payments, because that's what you said in your answer. I said to myself, I'm not getting this right.
Well, let me try
He
to...
wants to reduce his child support, and she said no. So let me read it here. Let me read it here so I got it. I should have it exactly. She agreed to make the payments out of the child support that I was giving her.
Out of the additional child support.
There's no additional child support, sir. There's no additional child support. You moved for a downward modification. Because
yes.
you moved for a downward modification.
Right.
The downward modification was denied.
Correct.
So there's no extra child support. She didn't get extra child support. You didn't like the computation with your new job. And your new job, according to the federal guidelines, probably said there's a low end and a high end, and they said to you, whatever it is, you're going to pay the high end.
Right.
Been there,
Okay.
done that. Now you have a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of
$2,544.
$2,544. Sell the motorcycle. Goodbye and good luck. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 198 on the calendar in the matter of Rose versus Mashoud. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Rose, you rented a room from the defendant, and according to your complaint, you were forced to move out early.
Yes.
You want prorated rent.
Yes.
You certainly want your security deposit back. And you want compensation for what you say were very nasty things that the defendant posted about you on the internet.
That's correct.
The defendant says that you chose to move out. You don't get compensated for choosing to leave before the end of the 30 days. That your cat did some damage to the rug, so you don't get your security back. And she acknowledges she wrote nasty things about you on the internet, but she said everything she wrote about you was the truth, and the truth is a perfect defense.
That's very true.
When did you move into this room, Ms. Rose?
On May 1st, on April 22nd, I answered an ad.
Do you recall what it said?
It said that I was going to be a roommate, that it was $400 for the rent, that she had 3 cats, and 1 more would be great. And
No, just a second. That's not what the ad said.
Yes, it did. It said she had 3 cats and 1 more would be great.
Oh, that's what the ad said?
Yes.
It must be a very long ad. Where was it?
Craigslist.com.
.org. .org. Correction. Tell me what happened when you went and looked in the house.
It was 11 o'clock at night. She said that it was dirty, but she would clean it, and that the hot water in the sink was broken, the pipe, but she would fix it before I moved in, and the toilet that I was renting out with the bathroom was broken as well, but that would be fixed as well.
How many rooms did you look at?
3 different rooms, and this is the one that I chose.
This is the one that had a broken sink, a broken toilet, and was filthy. Is the one that you chose, Miss Rose?
Actually, it was the rent. It was cheaper than normal. Others were asking for $650, so I figured I was only going to be here till the summer. It should not be an issue.
Was the toilet fixed?
No, the toilet was never fixed, and neither was the hot water, which I had to eat out because I couldn't wash dishes. There were maggots in the sink. There were roaches,
Who
flies.
else lived in the house?
It was supposed to be just myself and Sheena, and she brought her crackhead mother in, who has no teeth and has tattoos everywhere, who she failed to mention was an ex-convict who had been in jail for 12 years for a violent crime. Not only that, but...
Just a second. When you moved in May 1st, was her mother there?
No, her mother was not there.
When did her mother move in?
Her mother started coming by in the middle of May and started hanging out, bringing her other crackhead friends who had no teeth.
I'm a dentist's daughter. Let's not talk about the teeth. Let's talk about the drugs.
Okay.
What makes you think that she was using crack?
Because I came home the night before I moved out, and her friend were smoking crack in the living room.
That would give me a clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your mother incarcerated for, Miss Mashoud?
I believe it was theft, and she violated her parole several times.
She violated her parole because of her drug use?
No, it had to do with the fact that she wasn't seeing her probation officer like she was supposed to when she was released early.
Listen, if you're released early and you want to stay out of jail, unless you're involved with drugs, you usually see a probation officer.
Well, actually, the problem was that she moved back to Colorado without asking her probation officer, and she stayed out there for 3 years.
Well, that would be a problem.
Yes, obviously, as the rule was that she was supposed to keep in
How long was she incarcerated?
I'm not sure. I never lived with my mom as a child, so.
When was she released from prison?
At least 5 years ago.
How come she started to come to your house?
Because I previously, before she had ever moved in, had paid my mom to come to my house to clean my apartment because I work 18-hour days. I have 2 different jobs. I work a bar job at night, and during the day I'm a special effects makeup artist. I work very hard, and I don't have time to spend, even if it is 4 hours that I get to sleep, to spend cleaning up my apartment.
You mean there's nobody else that could clean your apartment other than your mother?
Well, I don't trust anybody else to come into my apartment because I have many things that are worth a lot of money.
So what you're telling me is you trust your mother?
Yes, I do.
The mother who she says, and I believe her,
yes,
invited somebody into your home and they were smoking dope in your house.
Nobody else other than my mom was invited into my home.
Well, she did. Bring somebody else into your home.
I had never seen the person.
Well, I'm telling you, she did. She did, so your judgment wasn't very good. In choosing your mother, listen to me, your judgment wasn't very good in choosing your mother to clean your house.
I believe my judgment was just fine. Aside from the fact that she had been incarcerated before, it doesn't mean that she would do anything like that again.
Well,
It was
but
a
she
petty
brought
problem.
somebody,
I
listen
love
to
my
me.
mother.
She brought somebody into your house and they were smoking
There's
dope
no
in
proof
your
of that.
house.
Who is that?
I believe her.
I'm glad you believe her, but I don't know that that's true. I know that my mom has not been on drugs for many years. I know that she does have permanent psychosis because of doing drugs for many years, and that is true. But she is not a current drug user, otherwise I wouldn't bring her into my house because I wouldn't trust her around my stuff personally.
Ms. Michaud, that's your problem. You want to
Yes,
have
it
this
is.
unabiding faith in your mother, with whom you say you never resided when you were growing up,
That's
who was
true.
incarcerated most of that time. That's up to you. I absolutely, 100% believe her when she says that she came home the day before she moved out and your mother was in the house smoking dope, which, as far as I'm concerned, gives her the right to leave in the middle of the month.
Well,
I'm speaking. What day of the month did you move out?
It was the 18th.
So you want prorated rent for the 12 days that you weren't there?
That's correct.
Okay, and how much does that come to?
$146.50.
My mother had not moved in at that point. She was a guest of mine.
Excuse me?
Shh! Listen to me. She doesn't, listen to me very carefully, Miss Michaud. She doesn't, listen, try to listen. I know you got a lot going on in your hair and your face, everything else, but try to pay attention. She doesn't have to live in your house. You have invited a guest into your home, your mother, who was involved in behavior that I believe could have endangered someone else who was living in the house. If the police had come to your house and found your mother and someone else in possession of crack cocaine in your house, everyone in the house would have been involved in that drug sweep. So she was very smart to move out. And since you have acknowledged that you invited your mother into the house for the purposes of cleaning, you can't say she had no right to move. She did have a right to move. And since you invited this problem into your house, you have to compensate her for the 12 days in rent that she did not have use and enjoyment of her room.
Well,
that's my ruling. You may not like it. That's why
She
you
failed to
go
mention
to
that her boyfriend
that's
is a
why
speed addict,
I'm speaking.
and he's in
listen,
my and he's
listen
staying
to
in
me.
my house.
Listen to me very
For the
carefully.
whole time she was there.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. I don't know where else you work or what else you do to enhance your senses, but in my courtroom, I speak, I listen.
Obviously, you don't listen very well.
You don't. I'm listening. You're not hearing what I'm saying because you don't like the answer.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm not going to ask her how she's going to establish that you committed the kinds of sex acts that she attributes to you because it's really
how she
unseemly.
meets random
Suffice,
men on
I'm
the internet.
speaking.
And later today,
Somebody standing there with an open door, primping, while I'm waiting to get into a parking space, would rile that out of me. I can't even tell you what it would do to my husband.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jenny Rose says ex-roommate Sheena Mashoud owes for the return of rent and a security deposit. Jenny also claims Sheena slandered her via the internet.
How much is your security?
$200. I have a copy of the sublease as
Can
well.
I see it, please?
And I have a copy of the letter she told me to vacate immediately.
Okay.
She wanted me to pay for her mother's rent for the next month.
Listen. Did you write this letter? There will be a $500 rent increase for your bedroom and private bathroom starting July 1st. Did you write this?
Yes, that's what
All right, good.
Hutchinson told me to do.
$146.50 and $200 for your security deposit. Do you have any pictures of the ruined rug that was allegedly caused by her cats?
No, but
Good. Now I would like to see what was written on the internet.
This is a networking site that my coworkers, my supervisors and boss, as well as my family and friends read. I was contacted by one of my coworkers.
Well, the one thing I do know for sure, Miss Mashoud, is that you have a filthy mouth.
Thank you.
And I assume that you work in this town?
Yes, I do.
Good. I certainly hope that enough people, since we do have a reasonable audience in this town, watch this and know that I personally am offended that a woman would use the kind of vulgarities that you do written. I don't think, quite frankly, Miss Rose, that any fair-minded, reasonable person would accept anything that you wrote here as true.
Oh, of course not.
Because she clearly is a demented, sick girl. I don't know how she finds work in this town, but clearly there are a lot of demented, sick people who want demented, sick employees. That's the problem here sometimes. I can't judge that. Clearly, this is miserable. I'm not going to ask her how she's going to establish to my satisfaction that you committed the kinds of sex acts that she attributes to you, because certainly you don't want that, and I wouldn't, because it's really unseemly. Suffice, I'm speaking! I'm speaking!
Am I going to speak at all this?
No, go speak outside. Somebody who wants to hear you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $346.50. Thank you.
Toodles. I had invited my mother over to clean my house while I was on vacation, and she accused my mom of being a thief.
Those who look like trash and act like trash are usually trash.
She's been nothing but a terror to me, pretty much like a little yipping chihuahua.
I'm glad I don't have to deal with her crackhead mother and the fact that she has no teeth and thinks she's a lot, which she's not. So it's good. I'm happy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hardison versus Jarvis. Step forward.
Crystal Hardison is suing fellow motorist Robert Jarvis for vandalizing her Ford Explorer by kicking it. Crystal claims her mother witnessed the incident.
Ms. Hardison, what kind of car do you drive?
It's a 2005 Ford Explorer.
What about you, Mr. Jarvis?
95 Mitsubishi Galant.
What was the date of this incident?
June 2nd.
And you were going into a drugstore to get a prescription filled?
Exactly.
And what were you going to do there, Mr. Jarvis?
I was pulling in to get her my fiance a drink and a candy bar.
Was she with you?
Yes.
And you were both going to the same store, so you pulled in first?
Yes.
And it is your claim that Mr. Jarvis intentionally not only spit on your car, but also dented it?
Yes.
Mr. Jarvis says he might have spit on it, not intentionally, but he certainly didn't dent it. And your mother was with you?
Exactly. And my 11-month-old son.
Well, he's not here to testify, but your mother certainly is. When you went into the store, Miss Hardison, your mother remained in the car?
Exactly.
And when you went into the store, did your fiancé remain in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
She pulled in first.
She was already parked.
Tell me what she was doing, Mr. Jarvis.
Well, as I was pulling in, I was waiting on her for about 2 to 3 minutes while she was brushing her hair with the door open in the parking place.
So you were waiting to pull in because she had the big door open for this SUV, brushing her hair?
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you waiting?
2 to 3 minutes tops.
Did you honk the horn?
No, I was just sitting there waiting to get in, being patient.
Why were you brushing your hair?
I'm pretty vain. So before I go anywhere, I always put my makeup on, brush my hair.
You were going to pick up a prescription?
Exactly. And that's my nature. If I'm going to a local store, I'll put clothes on, do my hair, and put my makeup on.
Hadn't you done all that before you went in?
I sure did, but I just wanted to make sure everything was straight.
Didn't you see Mr. Jarvis waiting for you?
At the time that I opened my door to get my brush out my purse, no, I didn't.
But there came a time when you did see him waiting for you.
I saw a front end of a car behind mine, yes.
And you continued to finish brushing your hair and then you put the brush back?
No. Once I saw the front end of the car, I said, oh, he's waiting, and I closed my door and went directly into CVS.
What happened when you came out?
I got to my driver's side door and I saw there was spit on the window. I opened my door. I said, Mom, somebody spit on my window. And she can tell you the rest.
Step up, please. What is your last name?
Durante.
Tell me what happened that day on the 2nd of June in the parking lot.
Okay, on the 2nd of June, my daughter had to go to the pharmacist to pick up a prescription. And she got out of the car, opened the passenger side.
We got past the fact that she was brushing her hair to make sure she looked perfect.
Okay.
Never know who you're going to meet in the pharmacy.
Exactly.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Crystal came out. She says, Mom, who spit on my car? I said, don't worry. I got his tag number. I was sitting in the car on the passenger side watching an incident on Route 1 to my right, and I see this man walk up to the car and just cover the window with spit. I said, I'm going to get his tag number. I went to get my purse. When I went down to get my purse, the whole car, Judge Judy, just like, yes. I looked up, I saw him, I heard his door, bam, slam. He was going, he closed his door and walked behind his car and got into the driver's side.
Okay, so a passenger door slam, and then he walked around to get into the driver's side?
Yes.
And the passenger side door was where your car was?
Yes.
Got it. Now, do you have any proof of damage to your car?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because, Mr. Jarvis, I'm going to save you the trouble, sir. According to your answer, you were having sinus problems that day, so
Yes,
you
ma'am.
spit.
Yes.
You don't know where it landed.
No, I didn't have no intention of spitting on the vehicle. No.
It was just a bad sinus.
Yes, I had sinuses all like
And
that.
you caused no damage to the plaintiff's car.
Absolutely not.
Now I'd like to see the. Okay. See, I'm going to saved you all that trouble.
Your car's green.
My car's green.
But your boot isn't damaged.
And besides, my car door don't go that high.
It may not have been your car, sir.
And I was never on that side of the vehicle. I was driving.
Mr. Jarvis, what you're asking me to do is to say to this lady that she's lying. Now, common sense, which is really what we're about here, suggests to me that you were annoyed at this young lady.
No, actually, I wasn't.
Well,
I was being patient.
Well, listen. Then you are the only one I know who, under those circumstances, wouldn't be annoyed. I would be infuriated.
But to be cussed and belligerent.
Just a minute. I would be infuriated if I was sitting there patiently and somebody was not just putting a baby in a car, because that you wait for, you know, adjusting a car seat or whatever, but somebody standing there with an open door, primping and brushing their hair while I'm waiting to get into a parking space would rile that out of me. I can't even tell you what it would do to my husband.
Could I speak to one?
Sure.
Could I have her come up?
If you want to.
I'd just like to say that night when the police contacted us, the only thing that they said was that he spit on the window. When he called back to the police department, the police officer said that this was ridiculous and dropped it. 30 days later, we received it stating that there was damage. Why that night? Was there no record at the police department
I
of
have
any
no
damage?
idea. Maybe they couldn't see it.
And she drove all the way home and the spit stayed on the window?
Listen to me.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Does she listen to me? my
Free
dear.
money. That's
I'm
what they're
speaking.
trying to get.
Does she look psychotic to you? No, listen to me. Not the daughter who was primping, who has to comb her hair before she goes to pick up a prescription. I'm talking about her mother.
I'm going to tell you, I'm a nurse. People are psychotic all the time and they don't
Listen to me. Well, listen. I've been around twice as long as you have. This lady is not psychotic. This lady did not take down your tags and report this matter to the police because she was having a psychotic episode. That's my judgment. Now, let me see how much it costs to fix your car.
Okay, I have two estimates.
You have a 10-year-old car.
$578 for Windex is a little ridiculous.
Oh, it has nothing to do with Windex?
There's no dent caused by him. That is definite.
That's just trying to get free money, is what it is.
I never got out that car, so nobody was ever on that side of the car at any point. I was in that passenger side of that car.
Nobody suggested that you did any damage to the car, madam. Cheaper of the estimate is $369.80. Is that right?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $369.80. That's all.
Parties are excused and they step out. Of Lewis versus Holyoke. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Miss Lewis, the defendant is your brother.
Yes.
According to your complaint, there was a time when he was living with you.
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
The summer of 2001.
And you claim that while he was living with you, he took, without your permission, a truck that you had on your property that was an unlicensed, unregistered vehicle.
Yes.
So far correct?
It was a Ford Tempo, yeah. A car.
A car?
Yep.
And he took the car, didn't have a license or something, got pulled over, the car was impounded, and you lost it.
Yep.
You want him to pay, according to you, for towing fees and impound fees, etc. And you also claim that he has a camcorder of yours.
Yes.
And that he owes you for a phone bill for a while during the time that he was living there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your brother says a whole convoluted story, which I'm going to let him explain to me. When did he take the car?
September 4th of 2001.
Tell me about it. How did you know it was taken?
Well, that morning he had woke me up and said he was going out to look for a job, and I said, fine, whatever. And we had stayed home all day, and later on he had called from the courthouse, and my witness had answered the phone, and he had gotten arrested for stealing it and for
Stealing
driving
what?
without a license. My car.
Did you call and report it stolen?
No, because he told me that he was going to, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt to come up with the money, because he said give him a couple of days and he would come up with the money.
What are you talking?
He had
You lost
stolen
me.
plates on the car.
Let's go back a second, Miss Lewis. You said he got pulled over for a stolen car?
For stolen plates.
Ah,
on the car.
for stolen plates that were on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got it. So your car did not have plates on it?
Nope.
And according to you, you didn't know that he had taken the car that morning?
No.
How old was this car?
It's a 1989.
So it's not worth all that much money?
We looked it up in the NADA retail book, and it was worth $1,500.
So the car is taken to impound.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
I got a letter, a certified letter, that I had to go down there and talk to the people and either sign the car over to them or pay the storage fee and the tow fee.
And which was how much?
The tow fee was $75 and the storage was $880.
Did you pay the fee?
We had to sign the car over. I didn't have that money to pay the storage.
When did you get the letter?
October 3rd.
Between September 4th, when he took the car, and October 3rd, why didn't you go get the car out?
Because he was the one who was supposed to be trying to get it out, and he went to Fall River, and he was supposed to be getting the money and come back, and he didn't.
If he took your car without permission,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a call from him, and he's in jail, and the fees, according to you, were $20 a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go down, and for $20, you get your car out of impound, because it was, according to you, a stolen car.
I didn't have any money.
$20?
I don't have any money.
No. $20 gets your car out of impound.
No.
Sure it does.
No.
Sure it does. Ms. Lewis, what are you crying about? It was an unlicensed, unregistered car, which means that you were not driving it. Correct?
Yeah, but I had to pay the tow fee, and I didn't have $100. He was the one who was supposed to pay it. He promised
Who do you
me.
live with?
My boyfriend.
And what kind of work does he do?
He's a warehouse worker.
And you?
I full-time mother.
How many children do you have?
2.
How do you support them?
Child support, and me and my boyfriend support them.
Okay. And this car had been unlicensed and unregistered for how long?
About 4 months.
Why?
Because the brakes went, there was an oil leak. We were going to donate it to the Lung Association.
So if the brakes went, there was an oil leak and it wasn't, and you were going to donate it, how could you tell me that the value of the car was $1,500?
That's just the price we got when we called somewhere.
So if you wanted the car back, instead of donating it to the Lung Association, which you just said you were going to do, right?
We were thinking about it.
You were thinking about donating the car to the Lung Association. So instead you just had to sign it over to the towing company. One way or another, you weren't going to get any money for it, right?
If I donated, I would.
How?
You get it back on your tax return.
If you make enough money. You don't make any money. Let us move on to you about the car, and then we'll get to the camcorder, and we'll get to the phone bill. Car, tell me about it.
Okay. They gave me the keys to the car. I used the car. I did ask her to use the car to go to a job interview. I got the job. When I came outside from the job interview, the car was towed. The police were there. They were about to tow the vehicle, saying there were false plates on the car, which
Well,
I
there
knew
were
that.
false
Yes,
plates
there
on the
were.
car. How you skipped over that spot where you put,
Well, there were.
put
There were
plates on
false
the car.
plates on the car, and I was driving illegally, and I
Well,
got arrested.
just a minute, but we skipped over that. When did you put plates on the car, and where'd you get them from?
The plates were already on the car when it left her driveway.
Who put them on? Who put them on?
I have no idea. I did not put any plates on any vehicle.
You have no driver's license. So you shouldn't have been driving the car in the first place.
Right.
And you know that you can't drive the car because the car didn't have any plates on it.
Right.
One way or another, you got plates on the car. Because I don't see how the car could be just sitting around her house with stolen plates on the car. Did you go to court with regard to the stolen plates?
Yes, I did.
What happened with that case?
I had a $1,000 fine.
So you pled guilty?
Yes, I did.
All right, I've just taken care of the car, Miss Lewis. You were going to donate this car that really didn't run to the Lung Association. You're not going to get the towing fees back for the car or the impound fees back for the car, which is what you're suing for because you didn't pay them. Now let's get to the phone bill.
I did pay the tow fee.
Show me.
It's right here.
Where did you have it towed to?
I didn't have it towed. The police had it towed to A1 Affordable.
You just told me that you didn't have the $75 tow fee.
I didn't. I had to borrow it from my kid's father.
Well, if you borrowed it from your kid's father, then if you would have borrowed the $75 and the $20 storage fee for one day, you could have gotten the car back.
I didn't know where it was until about 3 weeks later.
All you have to do is ask. Come on. You go down to the police station, you say, they towed my car, my brother was driving it, he pled guilty. I want my car back. They would have given you your car back September 5th, just like they would have given you back in October.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nicole Lewis says her half-brother, Robert Holyoke, stole her car, causing it to be impounded. Robert says he only borrowed it.
All right, Miss Lewis, let me see the phone bill. How long did you live with your sister, Mr. Holyoke?
Off and on, just last summer for a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there.
Did you ever pay her for your phone calls?
I had never received any statement or anything in regards to any phone calls till I received the paper stating I had to appear in court. And it's a $250 tab, which she still to this date has not shown me anything as far as that they're my calls or any calls on her phone bill stating that they're my calls.
When did he move in with you?
The end of June, early July.
Well, the first bill that you showed me is a bill from April 29th to May 28th.
That was before. He was there for a week, and then he left and went back to Fall River, and he came back. He kept doing that. He kept staying at my house and then going back to his kid's mother and then coming back to me every time she kicked him out.
You know anybody in Fall River?
No.
May I say something else? All the calls that may be listed on there to Fall River may not be my calls because there's more to this issue here in regards to another person who makes phone calls from her house, who is an ex-girlfriend of mine, who I have a restraining order on, calls me from her house, calling Fall River at unlimited amount of times to neighbors, calling out there trying to find me in search of me.
You have a restraining order on her, but you hang around with her every day.
I don't.
What's your...
Yes, you do.
How much do you think you owe her?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. If you have the bill with...
Take a look.
Regardless of the two numbers that I stated, that's what I would owe.
Yeah.
All these Fall Rivers in the front page are not mine.
Miss Lewis, what are you so upset about?
Because he's lying.
Sir, did you have any kind of cell phone or any other way of communicating with any of your girlfriends, mother of your children?
No, I didn't.
Anybody else? So you used the phone. And you lived with your sister. Did you pay her rent while you were there?
$50 one time she asked me for.
Okay. So
One
the
time.
answer is you did not pay her any rent.
Basically.
And you used the phone.
As far as being charged for something, no, I did not then. Because it's not on the bill, the numbers that I had called from her
Let
house.
us move on to the camcorder. Say he took your camcorder.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
I had a Sony camcorder that was in the closet of the room where he was staying in, and he had his ex-girlfriend come out on his birthday and stay over the night. The next day, the camcorder was gone. And
So why don't you sue his ex-girlfriend? Listen, he's hardly responsible for himself. He cannot be held
He
responsible
has 5
for...
kids that he doesn't even take care of.
Oh, I do. That's your opinion.
No, he's not.
Mr. Holyoke, how old are you?
I have 3 biological... I'm 29.
How old are you?
29.
And you have 3 biological children?
Yes, I
Is that
do.
what you said? Where are the other 2? What are they?
They're not mine, but I take care of them.
Why is that?
Because I'm with the mother of one of them, and the other one,
How do you take care of them? From what source of income?
when I work. Financially, I work.
What do you
Besides moving back to Fall River and Brockton, we're having a problem with my child's mother. I work. I'm just
What
like anybody
kind of
else.
job do you have?
Carpentry. I work anywhere. Stores. I'll do anything
Oh,
to
so
make.
you don't have a steady job?
Not at this moment. I don't. I just moved
Well, what
back
about
here.
last
also.
moment? What about last week?
Last week?
Last week, last year? Did you file tax returns last year?
No, I did not.
Listen to me. You're entitled to some money, not for this car. This car is a lost cause. But he stayed in your house, he ate your food, he used your phone. As far as the camcorder is concerned, Miss Lewis, you have no claim against him. So I'm awarding you $250 for the phone bill, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He just kept lying, and he knows everything that I said was true.
She's wrong. I don't owe anything for a phone bill. There was no proof on the phone bill of any phone calls that I had made.
I asked him for the money for the phone bill, and he got all mad and flipped out on me in front of my kids.
She don't want to be a sister. That's fine too. I'm going with my life just like I did before. It's not a big deal.
I haven't seen him for years, and I thought I'd be nice and help out my family member, but I guess I won't do that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Matthews versus Lewis. Step forward, please.
41-year-old landscaper Richard Matthews is suing his sister, 42-year-old homemaker Deborah Lewis, for selling some of his personal belongings and giving away the rest. Deborah says she got tired of storing them.
Mr. Matthews, the defendant is your sister. According to your complaint, you were either moving or relocating, and you asked her to store some items in her garage for you. The bulk of those items were a washer and dryer. Is that right?
Correct.
And she said yes. She allowed you to put the items in her garage, and according to you, she either sold or disposed of them after a period of time. You want her to compensate you.
Correct.
She says she held on to them for a while. You never came and got them, and she disposed of them. Right?
Yes.
Okay. When did you put the items in her garage?
Last year in October.
When did you ask for the items back?
It was in January.
And what did your sister tell you?
She disposed of them and sold the washer and dryer set, which was worth a lot more, for $50 to my
To your
ex-wife.
I assume you're on friendly terms with the ex-wife.
I used to be.
Okay. Now, between October 2000 and January of 2000, when she advised you she had disposed of these things, had she ever asked you to come and get the stuff out of the garage?
She had mentioned that I had to have it, you know, to get it out of there. She had mentioned it, but...
What do you mean, mentioned it?
Said that you should be getting it out, you know, you should be getting it out of there soon.
When did she say that for the first time?
Early January.
Is that right?
Yes.
And when did you dispose of the stuff?
In January.
Why?
Because he wasn't coming to get it. I was tired of looking at it. I wanted it out of my garage.
Did you send him a letter?
No.
Did you give him a date by which he had to get it out?
No.
Why not? Were you angry with him?
Yes.
About what?
Because hearsay that he was talking about me from an ex-wife said that he was saying things about me. So I got mad and got rid of it.
So you sold it to the ex-wife because she gave you this bit of information?
Yes.
Are you still not talking to each other?
No.
Still not talking? Because she sold your washer and dryer?
It hurts a lot. Because I was out of... Shh! It was a very vulnerable time. It was a very vulnerable time.
Yeah, everybody ought to keep their nose out of other people's business when they're going through a divorce. That's a very smart thing to do.
I was grieving over the death of her son, and it was a tough time. I was at my lowest, and that's what really hurts. It was family that did it, and my book. I can't understand that.
Your son died?
Her son died.
Her son died.
Yeah.
Who is she?
That's my girlfriend, Laura.
How old was her son?
22. It was very important to her and very important to me because he had worked hard for it, and it can't be replaced.
What can't be replaced?
The things that she sold and threw out.
What else did she sell and throw out? Washer and dryer we know about.
Washer and dryer set. Maytag, it was a Maytag Appliances refrigerator.
A refrigerator? What'd you do with the refrigerator?
I put it out to the curb and called the garbage man to pick it up.
Was it an old refrigerator?
Not really. Sorry.
Well, it's honest, at least. You were just that mad?
Yes, I was. And I just didn't want it in my garage anymore. I wanted room for my stuff.
Listen, you have to give him some notice that I'm disposing of your things unless you come and get them by such and such a date. After that, I will no longer accept responsibility for them, and I intend to dispose of them. But the reason that you disposed of them was not that they were there too long, because you were angry at them. Why are you smiling?
Who, me?
No, I'm talking to the whole group of people behind you.
I'm not smiling, sorry.
Good, don't. Who are you?
I'm her fiance.
Oh, fiancés don't always appreciate family discomfort. Your fiancé is distressed. She feels probably badly about this whole family rupture. That true?
Yes.
I gather.
I still can't believe she did it.
All right, she did it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do things precipitously that we may regret later. I'm sure if she had it to do all over again, she wouldn't have acted so precipitously. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Are there other brothers and sisters?
Yes.
How many?
5 of us all together.
You in touch with the others?
Yes.
Are you in touch with the others?
Yes.
So the only two estranged ones are the two of you?
Yes.
So let's make it right. All right, she feels badly. She shouldn't have done it. She's sorry she did it. You want to be compensated for it. You sold the washer, the dryer, got rid of the refrigerator, which was how old?
About a year old.
What else?
Okay, the filing cabinet, Maytag dishwasher.
What'd you do with the dishwasher?
I put it out to the curb.
What else?
We had a microwave and 2 crystal lamps, and also had a toaster oven.
Let me see your bills for the things. How come the ex-wife didn't want everything else?
She didn't want any of it.
No, this is your list. Where are the receipts?
Don't have the receipts. She threw them all out, and she was aware that the receipts were in the filing cabinet.
You list the prices of these things. Where did you get the prices from?
When you buy them, you remember. You remember.
No, you don't. You don't remember that you paid $379 for a Maytag dishwasher portable 1-year-old, or $109 for a microwave.
Some of the things was hers. It's very important because, like I said again, It was her son that passed away. I bought it for her,
Just a
and
second.
she knows.
What here was hers?
The washer and dryer set and the refrigerator.
Do you have the receipts?
No, I don't. They were all in the filing cabinet.
Okay. All right, well, that's a lot of the stuff there that your sister seems to acknowledge was there. You claim it's for $1,898. Doesn't sound like a lot of money for all of those things. Washer, dryer, dishwasher, filing cabinet, microwave. You add all these things up to $2,000. Your lawsuit's for $1,800. Is that right?
Correct.
Judgment for the plaintiff and the...
Calendar in the matter of Simon Copenhagen versus Arzaga. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
You were going to your prom?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Is that a high school prom?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
When was the prom?
Prom was on June 2nd.
And according to your complaint, you hired the defendant's company, which, is it both, the company belonged to both of you? You hired their limousine company to take a group of you to the various prom activities.
That's correct.
You were going to be ending up at the prom itself.
That's correct.
And according to your complaint, whatever limousine they sent for you turned out to be a disaster. It was late, they didn't know where they were going, as a result of which you missed your prom, and you want to be compensated. You want to be compensated for all the costs of your prom tickets, et cetera, and for any deposits that you gave to them. They said, well, this is really all your fault, and aside from that, you violated certain rules, you damaged the limousine, and they are counterclaiming. You made the initial call?
Uh-huh. About 2 weeks before prom, I called them to request a 14-passenger limousine for June 2nd, Tribeca Hills prom at the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. Then I gave them the address where we were supposed to be picked up, and that was all. They didn't ask anything else, and that was it.
You told them that ultimate destination was the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center.
That's correct.
Is that where the prom was?
Prom was ended up being at its Yorba Linda Community Center.
But they had the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. That's what you gave them.
Uh-huh.
Now, come prom night, when were they supposed to pick you up?
6:30.
Did you receive any sort of a contract from them?
No.
And it is agreed that you're supposed to pick them up at 6:30.
Yes.
Did the limousine arrive there on time?
No.
Why not?
Because about 45 minutes prior to the actual pickup time, we had called and told them that we were going to be 45 minutes late because one of our previous engagements had run over. So we called them and we told them that we would give them an extra hour free on the back end of limousine service, and they agreed to that. And so...
Well, they had no choice at that point.
Well, no, but they agreed to it.
They had no choice at that point.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Just a second.
Okay.
So whether they agree to it or not, which is something that I doubt because they're all dressed up and ready to go to the prom, and you call and say, we're going to be late because we didn't gauge our time properly, that's the wrong thing to happen. Absolutely. Now, did your driver actually get there 45 minutes late, or did your driver get there later than 45 minutes late?
Yes, 45 minutes late.
Is that right?
Well, actually, about 6:50, no limo would show up. We never got that phone call. 6:50 rolled around. I called Rudy, or I called the limo company. I believe I spoke to Mickey or Rudy. They said, had no idea why she wasn't there. They would call her, call me back. They called back, said she was on a road that's relatively close to where we were supposed to be picked up. They said she should be there shortly. About 7:20 rolled around. She still wasn't there. So we called again. They said, okay, we will go send somebody to look for her. And they would call us back. Then it calls back, but in about 10 minutes she showed up.
So she got there at what time?
At about 7:30.
Are you the driver?
Yes, I am.
Step up, please. Tell me your last name.
Arias.
Miss Arias, can you tell me why you were an hour late?
We were running the limousine for other people.
Where were you going?
They got a
Where were
ceremony in the...
Where were the people that were occupying your limousine? Where were they at 6:30?
They were over a little, almost 30 minutes, so that's why we were...
I don't understand what you're telling me.
The other company, the other people that were in the limousine, the reason we were 45 minutes late, not an hour late, is
It
because
was not an hour.
the other party had, taken longer than they had originally told us. So that's why we called, and we called them.
She said you didn't call them.
We did
Who called them?
We did. Rudy did.
I did call.
You placed a call to them, or you called them back when they said she's not there?
I placed a call to them to tell them that we were going to be late.
Who did you speak to?
I spoke to one of the mothers. I'm not sure her name, but one of the mothers answered the phone.
Well, this was a very important event. You folks were not doing the right thing at all. So whether you got there at 7:20 or 7:30, That's still an hour out of their time. Now, where were you scheduled to go at that point?
And next we're going to a major restaurant about 15-20 minutes away in Irvine.
And did you have a reservation?
Yeah, we had to change it the whole time. We were calling to find out when we were going to be picked up. So we changed our reservations till 8. We left at 7:30. It's only about 15-20 minutes to get there. She got lost on the way there, got off at the wrong exit.
Okay.
One of the people in our limousine actually lived in the area, so he helped direct the driver to the restaurant, and we got there eventually.
How long have you been driving?
More than a year.
How come you got lost?
I didn't get lost.
No? They said you got lost. How long did it take you to get to the restaurant?
25 minutes.
What time did you get to the
We
restaurant?
got there right before 7:55 or 8 o'clock, so it was no problem.
Fine.
On the way actually to the restaurant, we saw a man in the other car in a Lincoln Continental, and he was yelling at our driver. We just thought it was somebody with road rage. Later we found out that's one of the owners who I guess went to find the driver.
Who was lost?
Yes. So I guess she said, oh no, we figured out that it was the owner because she said, no, I'm going to go talk to the owner, and there was the angry man from the freeway.
She wasn't lost. The thing is that Rudy was in the area, so he basically
Went to look for her.
No, he was already in the area because he had finished another run. He was already in the area. He wanted to get them to the restaurant as quickly as possible because we were already 45 minutes late to start off, so we figured the best way to do it
Their
was
reservation was at 7 at the restaurant.
7:30.
It only takes 15 to 20 minutes to get there.
You were supposed to get picked up at 6:30. So I assume your reservation was at 7.
Exactly.
You were told that they wanted you there at 6:30, and your first stop was going to be at the restaurant.
Prior to taking pictures, which takes sometimes 20 minutes to take pictures.
They wanted to take pictures.
Sure, absolutely.
In the limousine.
At the house.
At the house in front of the limousine. I mean, they don't need you to take pictures unless they want to take pictures in the limousine.
But they need the extra time.
They need the
We
extra
have
time.
pictures because we took them before our pickup date.
They don't need you. All the people were there already, I assume, in one location. So they don't need you in order to take pictures, unless they wanted to take pictures around the limousine.
Exactly.
That's it.
Let me explain something to you. On your best day, you're not as smart as I am on my worst day. Okay? I can't tell you how many times I've waited for a car service, and I picked up the telephone, and they say, they're on the FDR Drive, but there's traffic over the 59th Street Bridge. But the idiots don't know that I live over the 59th Street Bridge. So I look outside, and there's no traffic. They're right around the corner. I said, right around the corner, I better run downstairs. They're 3 minutes away. And 20 minutes later, they're still not there. We don't understand it. I've been there. So they wanted you there a half hour early to take pictures of all of them around the limousine, which I assume they didn't get to do as they wanted to do it because you were so late. Right?
Exactly.
So far, I see your counterclaim shrinking.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Serena Simon and her boyfriend Eric Copenhaver are suing limousine company owners Mickey and Rudy Arzaga. Serena and Eric claim their driver picked them up late and then got lost on the way to their prom.
It is clear to me, based upon what you told me before, that you gave the defendants the wrong name of the place where the prom was to be held. Is that right?
Yes, it was Yorba Linda. We told them Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. It was at Yorba Linda Community Center, and
are those two places close by?
The Equestrian Center doesn't exist, so I'm not sure why they started driving if they had no idea where they were taking us.
Your Honor, can I say something? When Rudy called, or when Serena called and made the reservation, Rudy had explicitly explained to them exactly what we would need in order to get them to their prom, which was an address. Well, when the driver got there, asked for the address, they did not have one. When we got to the restaurant, we asked again. They still did not have one. So Rudy, going out of his way to be nice, because it's their prom night, had decided, okay, well, I'm going to call 411, just give me the name of the place. They had told Rudy Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. So Rudy called 411, and we all know that a lot of times 411 doesn't give the correct address. Well, they gave us an address, but it wasn't the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center because there is no Yorba Linda Equestrian Center.
So Rudy got, just a second, so Rudy got the wrong address.
Yes.
Next.
Then what I did is I got a hold of what's called a bid or an invitation that 5 couples received, and they were supposed to provide us.
Well, just a second. As a result of Rudy getting the wrong address, did he give that address to the driver? Rudy,
Yes.
you gave that address to the driver. You said, I'll take care of it and I'll give the address to the driver. So she takes the address and she starts driving
Right.
based upon instructions from you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're driving around for a long time? Madam?
Yes, I did.
Well, there were a couple of things that happened between the time they left the restaurant and got to the prom, because a couple of things that were happening throughout is that they were smoking, which they weren't supposed to, because they knew that there were fines involved, but they continued to disobey
smoking in
our
the limo?
policy. Smoking in the limousine. Right after they got in the limousine, right after the restaurant, they even stopped about 15 minutes at around 10 o'clock to smoke outside of a gas station or a 7-Eleven. So I don't think they were in that much of a hurry to get to the prom. And also at the very end of the prom, we got there at 11:20. The prom ended at 12. And right after they got back into the car to go home, then they started smoking again. I mean, we could take them home, but then, it was their prom, so we wanted to try to be a little flexible. We were 45 minutes late, so we figured, okay, well, we'll go ahead and
Show me
give
a
them.
signed contract that says no smoking.
What we have is our run sheet.
Show me a signed contract that says no smoking.
The only
in the
thing we
limo.
have is they refused to sign anything.
That's what I'm asking you, sir. You have no
But
signed.
it was verbally...
Show me the signed contract where it says
It
no
was
smoking.
verbally mentioned to them when Rudy took the reservation. No, especially on proms, we have to say this. By law, we have to say no smoking, no drugs, no alcohol, because we could get our license pulled. And so they were told verbally many times.
When we got the limo, when it came to pick us up, there were still drinks and dirty cups and things in the back of the limo from the previous run.
Really?
There was alcohol in the
We
limo.
never got a contract.
Just a
We got
second. What kind of alcohol was in the limo?
We're not quite sure.
Just
There was
bottles.
just the glass bottles and cups and things that are usually in there. There were sodas and things in the limo with us.
You mean dirty soda cups?
Like
some of the
dirty
cups
glasses,
were
like
dirty.
napkins used and stuff.
Why didn't you clean the limo, madam?
That's not true.
I believe it.
The lemon was clean.
When did you stop to clean the limo?
At the restaurant.
Shh. When did you stop to clean the limo?
When I went to pick up them, before I clean up everything in the limo. We never pick up
Just a second. Before you went to pick them up. So you were 45 minutes late and you're telling me you stopped to clean up the limo before you went to get them?
That's why she was 45 minutes late. She was cleaning the vehicle.
Rudy!
Well,
Rudy!
that's why she's late.
Rudy!
Yes.
Don't be foolish. Your limo, according to you, arrived 45 minutes late. Their prom lasted until midnight. They wanted to be there at 10:30. You didn't get them there until 11:20. You don't get paid. Period.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Period. And they were smoking. They stopped for 15 minutes. If you're telling me, you said in your answer, they stopped for 15 minutes to smoke outside. Well, if they were smoking outside and they were smoking inside the limousine, there was a lot of smoking. Why would they smoke outside the limousine if they were violating the rules of
Because
smoking
they had to buy
inside?
some more cigarettes because they ran out.
Guide.
What?
She was purchasing a Thomas Guide from the
ran out of
7-Eleven.
They ran out of cigarettes.
Just a second. Did you purchase a Thomas Guide? Madam, do you understand what I'm saying? Did you purchase a map?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
You don't understand the word map? You see what your problem is? That's part of your problem. Your driver was unable to communicate with the passengers. Please, just pay attention. There are certain tools in the trade. If you are a driver, then you know the word map. I'm not asking her about a colonoscopy. I'm saying the word map. Do you understand? Put your hand down. Driver understands the word map. I said it very, very clearly. What did you do?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
In the beginning, when I pick them, when they get out from the restaurant, I asked them for the address, if they have a map. And they said, no, we don't have map. And then I asked them for the address, and they said...
They don't get to go to the prom with a map.
No, Your Honor. Your Honor.
You get out of a restaurant, you get into the car. The driver of the car says, I don't know where we're going from here. So the 10 people that are in the back of the car says, listen, does anybody have the address? No. Let's see if we can call Mom. Maybe Mom has the address.
They never...
Maybe...
Sorry.
But that's not what happened, because when they came out of the restaurant, Rudy had already given her the address.
The incorrect address.
It was the address you got.
From 411.
From 411.
So
which
you
was the
mean they
incorrect address.
should be suing information?
No?
No.
Give me a break.
We're saying
Give me a
that-
break. The only issue that I have really in this case is you arrived late on a prom night. They missed half of their prom, and you have to suffer for that. And if you book them close and once in a while, you lose, like you did in this case, because your driver wasn't there on time, you have to be able to suck it up. That's all. And we shouldn't be in court because you have a business. And if you have a business, you shouldn't want to expose your business. To me, that is a very foolish thing. Because they only have one prom, you got a lot of limousine nights. Now, you're suing for...
Your Honor, could I say one more thing?
No. $469, those are your damages.
It's
for
actually
prom expenses.
$461 because I found out the boutonniere wasn't as much as I thought. We got the receipt.
And you want your tux rental, your corsage, and your prom ticket back. Is that right?
That's correct.
We actually got there at 11:45.
And the prom, we missed the entire prom because
We just got there just to see what we missed and
They
take
close
pictures.
the doors at 10:30 and don't let anybody else in. And we arrived at 11:45 with 15 minutes left in prom and
They don't
hardly
stop you when
got
you
in.
come there at 11:45 because everyone's starting to go outside where you're not supposed to go during prom. We got there at 11:20. They wouldn't have let us in. Got there at 11:45 because who goes to prom?
Where did you go
11:45?
after the prom?
We went
sorry.
straight home.
Went straight home. We got lost on the way.
We went home. They tried to give us the contract once we got back home that we were supposed to get at the very beginning of the night and have us sign that, and we all refused.
We're not going to
because
sign when we're like
we
almost in
basically
tears.
wasted an entire night.
So
and
basically,
missed
they don't provide us
once
with
in
an
a
address,
lifetime.
which we don't know how to get to a location unless we have an address.
You're the professionals.
We asked them for an address. How do we know where they're
You
going?
are the professionals, sir. You don't, you keep wanting to get abused. You are the professionals. You're dealing with a bunch of high school kids who told you this is the address of the restaurant that we're going. Hey, this is the address of the restaurant that we're going to.
And we got there because they gave us an address.
An hour late.
But we got there.
An hour late.
Because we had someone who lived in Irvine.
An hour late. And then your driver, who should have said to you before the run, I don't have the second place where we're supposed to go. I have a feeling she doesn't know whether she's a foot or horseback. She starts going where Rudy told her to go. In any event, she gets there 15 minutes before the prom is over. You've, in effect, ruined their evening, and you're going to pay him $647. And as far as smoking in your limousine is concerned, suck it up.
Parties are excused. No versus Hoover. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Savino, you've known this young lady since she was a little girl.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, there came a time when you received a telephone call from her from jail.
Correct.
What did she tell you?
She said that her mother had her arrested and that she spent the night in jail and asked if somebody could come get her.
Asked if you could come and get
Right.
her. And what did you do?
Okay, one of the boys that was living in my house at the time had said that he would go to Islip to get her, and he went and picked her up and brought her back to my house.
And I understand you have a child.
Yes,
How old is your child?
18 months.
How old are you?
19.
How old were you at the time you were in jail?
18.
What were you doing in jail?
Me and my mother got into a fight, and she had me arrested.
For what?
I threw a toy, and it hit her.
Where was your son when you were in jail?
At my mother's.
I understand that at some point the child also came to live with you.
Yes.
When was that?
That day we went and picked him up.
Okay. Your lawsuit is for room and board.
Correct.
That the defendant, you claim, owes you for the time she lived in your home.
Correct.
The defendant and her parents are counterclaiming for cleaning chores that she did in your house, working in your store, and for the return of 2 checks that her parents sent for her support. So that's what the case is about. Did you have a discussion with Amy when she came to your house about living there?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Tell me about the conversation, please.
Well, when she was brought back to my house, when she walked in, she was hysterical crying, and she asked me if her and Nico could stay with me.
If she and?
Nico, her son.
Nico.
She had been with me like 3 months prior for like a month.
Why?
She had moved out of her parents' house because of complications with her sister. And
How did you know her, by the way? You've noticed that she was a little
she lived
girl.
down the road from me. My daughter and her have been best friends for like 14 years. And her mother is my godmother.
So she had lived with you a few months before.
So she went to live with the baby's other grandmother. And she had put her in a basement room with no windows. And she didn't want to stay there. And so she asked if she can come stay with me.
This was before?
This was 3 months prior. So I let her come stay with me, and then during that interim, they were there for a month. You know, I was talking to Mary Ann and got her and her parents back together, and she moved back home with her parents. So then when this incident happened, I had told Amy, I really don't have room for you, and I can't afford it. So she had said she would do anything. You know, I will do anything if you let me stay there. I'll clean your house every day. I'll cook. I'll do laundry. And I never made her do that. So I took them in, and then we went and we picked up her stuff and the child, brought it back. I had split up, my daughter had the whole half of the house was a basement room with an outside entrance. And my daughter's one side of it was equal to the other side, and I put a crib in there, and she had dressers. The only thing I didn't buy her was a bed.
What did you actually go out and purchase?
I had gone out and I bought the baby walking shoes. I bought him clothes. He had a one-year birthday party, and since none of her family was involved except for the baby's other grandparents, I laid out $300 to have his birthday party. I took him to the doctor 3 times, and I paid for one of his co-payments on his insurance. I just bought him a lot of things.
So far, you haven't told me about an arrangement you had with the defendant about room and board.
Right. We had discussed how much I was going to charge her, and I told her $150 for room and board I would think would be fair.
$150 a what?
A week.
Okay. Was she working at the time?
No. I had taken her 3 times to the Department of Social Services to apply for social services.
So you didn't expect any money from her, but you expected that if she was approved for public assistance, then you would be getting the money from public assistance.
No, she had said to me if she didn't get public assistance, she was going to get a job, and she was going to pay me back all the money she owed me for living there. Or if she won the support case from her parents, because she had a support case pending against her parents. I took her 3 times to a support hearing that her parents were supposed to be financially responsible for until she was 21. So they granted her a temporary order of support from the parents.
And it was the temporary order of support checks that she turned over to you?
Right, Your Honor. It was 3
And
checks.
how much was that?
There was 3 checks of $75 a piece. I have receipts for them. She had signed the back and turned them over to me.
Now, how long did she stay with you?
She stayed with me for 4 months, from July 1st to October 28th.
And what happened on October 28th?
Well, normally when we went out to dinner, we would take Amy and the baby with us. You know, we went to like the buffets and stuff. But that day, Amy and the baby weren't home. So my family and I, we went out to the buffet, and we were gone about an hour and a half. When we got back, I had walked in the house and I had asked, you know, where's Nico's high chair? His high chair and his playpen, and we're all gone. I ran downstairs and everything was gone.
Had you had an argument with her?
No.
Why did you leave?
Because my son's grandmother told me that she had a conversation with Marge, and Kurt, her husband, said that if I want to move out, he's not going to give me any of my stuff.
Where did you go when you moved out of the house?
To my mother's.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me about your counterclaim.
Well, I cleaned her house. I didn't expect any money at all, because I figured I was living there. I'd clean her house, I'd go to work with her to her shop, and I'd help her out, and I wouldn't have to pay her. Then when I went to go get child support for my mother, she said, well, you're probably going to get a lot of money, so just give Kurt like $1,000 and he'll be happy because he's been bitching or whatever. So I said, okay, because I didn't know what else to say because I didn't know where else to go.
So?
So I said, all right.
So? I don't know what your counterclaim is for.
The counterclaim.
I'm talking to your daughter. Sorry.
For cleaning her house.
Get out of here.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marge Savino says former family friend Amy Hooper owes for 18 months' worth of room and board. Amy and her parents are countersuing, claiming Marge owes for house cleaning services.
Okay. Your mother threw you out. You assaulted your mother. She picked you up from jail. She took you into her house. She treated you like a family member. I assume she treated you like a family member. Is that right?
Yes.
Wasn't the first time you were there. You weren't working, right?
I was going to work with her, helping her out at the shop.
Other than that, you weren't working?
No, I couldn't get anywhere.
It's not her fault. So, did you go out for dinner with her and her family?
Every once in a while.
Did you eat at her house?
Yes.
Did you use the telephone occasionally?
No, well, every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Did you use light?
Yes.
Did you use heat?
Well, I shared a room with her daughter.
I don't care whether you shared a room with her daughter or not. You used light, you used heat. Your baby was there. There were 2 of you. Right? You cleaned up in the house?
Yes.
So what? So, forget about cleaning. And in the 4 months that you were there, the only money that you turned over to her was $225.
No. My son's grandmother gave her $80. I gave her $85 when I moved in for my son's birthday party. That was all the money that I had.
Well, she spent more than that, right?
I guess so.
Well, you know that she spent more than that. How many people did you have at the birthday party?
I don't remember.
More than 10?
Probably.
All right. And she said that she drove you to the doctor when you had to go? Did you pay her for gas?
No.
She said she paid for the copay on the medical at least once?
His grandmother paid her back.
Well, I don't know whether she did or not, but she says she paid for the copay. You didn't pay, did you?
I have a letter here from his grandmother stating what
I don't read letters.
Okay.
I don't read letters. I see witnesses. So in the 4 months that you were there, I have maybe you gave her $300 for 4 months.
Yes.
So what are you complaining about? Nothing. Now, let's find out what you're complaining about. Yeah, you. You want your $225 back.
No, I wanted the money to go to Amy. If Marge was suing for whatever, the $2,400, we were told by 3 separate individuals that Amy was emancipated. Therefore, I don't know why we were even named in the lawsuit.
Oh, so that you don't want anything back from her.
What we wanted was our day's pay that we're losing for this frivolous lawsuit. We think it's frivolous.
Not necessarily.
Your Honor.
The judge may have told you that Amy was emancipated. Right now she's back in your house. You live in New York State?
Yes.
In New York State, you have to support a child until the child is age 21. And the fact that you had her removed from the house, the issue that the judge had to address in those initial hearings was whether or not she was welcome back in your house. And if she was welcome back in your house and she left on her own volition and your house remained open to her, then you didn't have to pay support. But if your house was closed to her, and as opposed to her becoming a public charge, which means welfare, you have to pay until she's 21. Well, so whatever the judge decided, that's not necessarily binding for the purposes of filing a lawsuit against you. I don't think that Ms. Savino expected any money from you. I think that what she expected was money from the Department of Social Services. That's one, right? And if not, maybe Amy would get a job and help out with her support. You want to tell me anything else about your counterclaim?
Well, I cleaned her house, and I went to work with her. I did whatever she asked me to.
Tell me what kind of work you did for her.
She owned Plaster Paint Palace. It's where you paint, and they had parties. I helped clean up. I vacuumed.
How many times did you do that? Every day?
Yes. I was there whenever it was open.
For how many hours?
It was around like 8 hours. Well, we were there from like 11 a.m. till whenever we closed.
Which was when?
Around 6 o'clock.
How is it that you went to the store with her?
What do you mean?
Did she say to you, you have to come to the store with me to work off your room and board?
No, but I figured I was there. I helped her out.
So it wasn't her suggestion that you came to the store with her?
She'd wake me up and ask me to go. She needed me a couple of times. She'd be like, Amy, I need you today. Can you please come?
Well, a couple of times in 4 months. A couple is 2 times.
It was more than 2 times.
How many times?
Well, when I was living there for the last 2 months, I was there every day because she asked me because she needed help because the girls were in school and they weren't able to come in and help her.
All right, so if, let's say, what happened for the first 2 months that you were there?
I helped her. I went with them.
I thought you said you didn't go in every day for the first 2 months.
No, not every day. Maybe like, I went a lot. I went at least 3, 4 times a week, 5 times a week.
Your Honor.
I'm going to get to you in a second. And where was your baby when you were working?
With me.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
I'm sorry. For one, my husband owned the store. My husband bought the ceramic store because my daughters wanted it, so they told my husband that they would run the store. I also have a 27-year-old daughter who used to work when her daughters were in school. The only reason Amy came to the store with me is because she didn't want to stay home all day by herself with the baby.
I believe that.
And when she came to the store...
There were a couple of people there who could spell her. The baby was walking around. She needed a little bit of adult companionship when she was there.
The baby was in the playpen, in the party room, with the disco lights going, with the videotape, with his sing-alongs. Amy would paint. Amy, I have a witness here. Amy played Scrabble. I fed her breakfast, lunch, and dinner every time she went there.
You owe her nothing. She owes you a thank you, but I don't think she owes you any money for room and board because I don't think that was the reason that you took her in. Did you ever get welfare?
Yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
When?
January, I started getting it. It was for my son.
Just in January?
Yes.
And you moved out of her house in?
October.
Did you get any retroactive money?
No.
Just ongoing money?
Mm-hmm.
Savino, this is a prime example of no good deed goes unpunished.
Your Honor?
Yes.
And the reason I did bring the Hoovers into it is because when I took Amy to her support hearings, they did say that they were responsible for her support from the time till she's 21, and she was granted a temporary order of support, because like I said, I laid out a lot of personal, funds to support them. I don't have that.
I understand that. However, ultimately, whatever checks she got from her mother and father, she turned over to you. Did you get any other checks from your parents other than the $225?
No, they all went to her house. I met up with her at 7-Eleven one night so I could sign them over to her.
So that's the only money she got from them. Now, the temporary order evidently did not become a permanent order.
No, they were supposed to go back the end of November.
But it did not become a permanent order, and by that time she was back home. As I said, Ms. Savino, no good deed goes unpunished. Whenever you get in the middle of a family dispute, you always end up losing a friend. And I assume that you've lost the Hoovers and their daughter as friends.
My most is the baby.
Is the baby. Was Ms. Savino good to your baby?
Yes.
There is no law that permits Ms. Savino in any jurisdiction,
Yeah.
certainly not New York, to petition a court for visitation. But clearly, Ms. Savino, in order to have contact with the baby, you have to have contact with Amy.
I understand.
And at this point, I don't think that that's a good idea. For you and your family, I don't think that that's a good idea. Were you happy that your daughter went to live with Ms. Savino?
I was surprised that she went to live with me.
Well, where did you think she was going to live after you had her arrested?
She was supposed to go into a home, a temporary shelter, and she was supposed to get counseling for anger management. That's what the district attorney had told us.
Shelter is not a very pleasant place,
No,
as
I
opposed to living with a family friend. So why wouldn't you be really happy if she were living with Miss Savino?
Well, we wanted her to come home.
She had been back and forth several times, right? And clearly she needed a cooling off period.
Yes, she did.
So Miss Savino served a real purpose for your family.
That's correct.
Sounds to me as if you owe her a major thank you. Have you ever given it to her?
Well, we were told otherwise by the court that,
Told what
that
otherwise?
Amy was going into a shelter. She would get help for anger management. That's what the district attorney told my wife, and we believed that. And we wanted her and the baby home.
As opposed to going to a shelter, which is where you say the district attorney suggested, she went to a family friend who you knew would take good care of her and take good care of your grandson.
No, we didn't know that. There's more to it than that.
Really?
Miss Savino takes in other teenagers. She had teenagers living in a shed behind the home. It was illegal. It's not a two-family home. She also collects, or she told my wife that she collects Social Security disability. And here she is working in a shop.
What does that have to do?
She employed my daughter full-time
Get out of here!
in the shop.
Get out of here! Your daughter couldn't stand the idea of staying home in her basement room with a baby at her age 18, by herself. So she went to a place that was very pleasant with other young people. That's where she spent her day hanging around. And if she happened to do a little cleaning up there from other kids painting, get over it.
Marge did write us
Get
a
over
letter
it.
and complaining about wanting money. She wanted $1,000 a month from us.
That's not unreasonable.
My
It's
wife,
not her responsibility. Your daughter is not her responsibility. Your daughter and your grandson are not her responsibility. They may not be your responsibility because you fought the support hearing. You were found not legally responsible for her support because she had emancipated herself, but certainly, as between you and the plaintiff, it's your ball of wax, not hers. She didn't raise her. You did.
Correct.
This is not her grandson, it's your grandson.
You shouldn't have taken her in.
Should have left her in jail.
She shouldn't have taken her in.
Your Honor, if I didn't take her, she wouldn't have had anywhere to
Ms.
go.
Savino, I go back to something I said to you before. Never going to get through to them. Just pay attention. No good deed goes unpunished. You got it? Ms. Savino, you don't get money from her. You don't get money from them. But they certainly don't get a dime from you. You cleaned up? Good. You went to the store? Good. What are you doing now? What part of my language didn't you understand? What are you doing now?
I'm taking care of my son.
Period.
Yes.
And where is the father of this child?
He's away.
Away where? On a cruise?
No, in jail.
For what?
Well, he robbed his aunt's house in 99.
For robbery?
Yeah.
And then he violated parole?
Yes.
Ah, how did I put that all together? You're an exercise in poor judgment, Amy. Grow up.
Number 441 on the calendar in the matter of Smith versus Hampton. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Mr. Smith, Miss Hampton is your former wife, and at the time you met, the defendant was pregnant. The child was born during your marriage, but you are not the child's biological father.
No, ma'am. It wasn't born during the marriage.
No, ma'am.
When was he born?
February 21st, 2001.
And when did you marry?
In April of 2001.
Could you keep your voice up, please? I'm old and my hearing is not as good as it used to be.
April of 2001.
Okay. I only devour litigants on Thursday. When did you separate?
It was about July of 2001.
So you were together for 3 months?
Yes.
When were you divorced?
Well, to the courts, we were divorced in 2002.
So you lived together as husband and wife for 3 months?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
the boy was born prior to that, but it was both of your understanding that this was not your biological child.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, you were incarcerated off and on from 2001 to 2003.
Yes, ma'am.
During that time, Ms. Hampton obtained a divorce, named you as the child's father, and at some point you were ordered to pay child support. You were not present in court.
Yes,
it was a default. I don't know whether you were in jail or out of jail. Were you in jail or out of jail when there was a default?
I was in jail.
Had you been served with the papers?
No, ma'am.
In any event, subsequently, when you got out of jail, you went to court and you had the child support order stopped. But in the interim, money was deducted from whatever salary you had.
Yes, ma'am.
So you want that money back.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Hampton said that you were aware of the fact that you were not the child's biological father. You agreed to assume responsibility for his care. Your name is on the child's birth certificate. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Is not?
No. He was in jail at the time Tyler was born, so he was not able to sign the birth certificate.
Let me ask you this question, Ms. Hampton. Why did you, in the judgment of divorce, name Mr. Smith as the child's father?
I told my lawyer that he wasn't the father, but he had claimed responsibility. And my lawyer said that since we were living together before the child was born and afterward, and that he wanted my son to have his last name, that he was responsible for it.
Well, all of that is supposition on your lawyer's part, if in fact he told you that, because A, he had not signed the birth certificate, B, he had not claimed responsibility, and more importantly, according to the timeline that both of you gave me, you were married in April of 2001, and less than 3 months later you separated. So this commitment that he made to your son was of short duration. Then he was in jail. Who was the child's father?
His father's name is Mike.
Is what?
Mike.
Mike. And did you notify Mike that he has a son?
He knows, but we have no contact with each other.
Well, who supports the boy?
I do.
And how long have you done that?
Since he was born.
Good. Then why did you pursue Mr. Smith for support?
I had quit working after I had my second child, and I went through family assistance, and they went after child support.
So you went on welfare?
Yes, ma'am.
After you had a second child with whom?
His name is James.
Shh. Now, where does James fit in this picture? Why didn't he support his child?
He does now, but we had broken up for a time due to a disagreement. We were both working and going to college, and he wasn't there when she was born.
So is what you're telling me that the state pursued the issue of support?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you receive any of this money, or did it all go to welfare?
Part of it went to welfare, and then I received the other part.
Well, do I have any indication of how much you received for the child support as opposed to the state?
I have none of that paperwork. The HR
Do you?
had it.
No, ma'am. Just what I paid in child support.
Listen, Mr. Smith, it's a problem, sir. My sense is that whatever you paid in child support, a part of that went to the state.
Yes, ma'am.
Not to her. I don't know how much that was. What were you in jail for, Mr. Smith?
Probation violation.
That's not a crime.
Yes, ma'am. It was breaking and entering a vehicle.
Burglary.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
One count of that. Yes, ma'am.
One count to cover how many charges, sir?
5.
You know, you think that these things just come to you?
No, ma'am.
There's experience there. You don't spend that much time in jail in this country with overcrowded prisons, unfortunately, for one count of breaking and entering into a car. But when you've been arrested a whole slew of times and you get a lawyer who says, look, we'll lump them all together, one count, how much time did you serve?
I was placed on probation under youthful offender.
And?
And then I had a 3-year sentence if I broke probation.
And did you?
Yes, ma'am.
How?
Failure to report to my probation officer.
Anything else?
That should be it. That's it.
You mean to tell me they put you back in jail for how long because you failed to report to your probation officer? Is that what you're telling me, Mr. Smith?
Well, it could have been...
And I don't want you to look over there. I want you to try to bring those eyes right back here.
I got attempting to elude because I had...
Attempting to elude?
Yes, ma'am.
Which means that you were running away from the police?
Yes, ma'am.
When they came to bring you in so that you could chat with your probation officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you were attempting to elude the police, how did you do that, Mr. Smith?
I ran.
How long did it take them to catch you?
About 6 hours.
So you were running pretty fast? How long have you been out of prison, Mr. Smith?
A year and a half.
Any trouble since?
No, ma'am.
Did you learn your lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I was just so distraught. She told DCFS that they were watching porno. My children told me that they were watching naked people on TV.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chad Smith says his ex-wife, Amber Hampton, falsely named him as the father of her child. He is suing her for the return of child support.
Problem, Mr. Smith, is that probably a good piece of this money went to the state where you live because they were supporting her and this little boy. How much did you pay for the divorce, sir?
I haven't paid anything.
And are you divorced now?
Yes.
Okay, and you paid about $3,000 in child support?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to have to consider that the cost of your divorce, sir. If you don't want to think of it as child support, think of it as the cost of your divorce, because it is impossible for me to determine how much money of the money that was deducted from your salary went to Miss Hampton and how much went to the state. And I certainly can't, although there's a basic unfairness about it, I certainly can't say to her, you have to return the money to him when she didn't get it. So, you made some mistakes in your life, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
This was just another mistake. Costly, unfortunate, but there is nothing that I can do to help you.
I also have my lawyer fees where I had to take her back to court to get everything dropped.
That's a different story. Let me see that, please. Did you bring the baby to jail to visit him?
Yes, ma'am. He had called me a little bit before Father's Day, and I was nice enough to take Tyler up there to see him.
Why did you do that, sir?
Because then I had found out that she had filed for divorce stuff.
Why did you ask to see the baby?
I didn't. She brought him up there.
He asked how everyone was, how me and him were doing and everything like that. So I didn't.
But he didn't ask you to have regular visits with him while he was in jail with the baby?
Until right after we went to court and I did my statement to the judge, I had no idea where he was. I hadn't seen him.
So the answer is no. So how much in total did you pay the lawyer, sir?
$500.
Okay. Do you have the final copy of the judgment of divorce? With
Yes,
the
ma'am.
modification on it, deleting the child's name? Let's see, please. Well, this talks about the child.
It also says she don't know where I was during the whole proceedings, but she did because I got the letter from jail.
But with that, I went to court on February 27th, before Father's
Of 2002?
Mm-hmm.
This judgment was filed March of 2002.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you find out where he was?
It was right before Father's Day. I don't remember what the date
How did you
was.
find out where he was?
He called me.
Was that the first time he had called you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the postmark on this letter is May of 2002.
Yes, ma'am.
What evidence do you have that she knew where you were?
It's highlighted.
Oh, it says here, I already knew you were here in jail and how you got caught. I had seen Chris in Walmart right after you were caught.
Yes, ma'am. That was right before he called. Actually, I think it was the day he called me from jail.
How much after you got caught, sir, did you call her?
It was probably about 3 months.
I believe you knew where he was. You all live in the same general vicinity?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you knew where he was. Minimally, Miss Hampton, you're going to pay his legal fees because I think that you should have at least advised the judge that he was in jail and that he couldn't respond. And since he had to retain an attorney to at least get rid of the paragraph here that talks about the boy and that talks about visitation shall be at the discretion of the plaintiff, you should have been a little more forthcoming with your lawyer. And you weren't. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just wanted to get on with my life and start my new family and everything.
I just can't believe that he even got with her because she's crazy.
Don't marry too many times.
Be very careful who you marry.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Jones versus Chun. Step forward, please.
Daycare provider Lori Jones is suing her former client, customer service rep Nina Chum, for unpaid babysitting fees and for making false allegations to Child Protective Services.
Mrs. Jones, you run a daycare agency?
Yes, I do.
And you were contacted by the defendant who asked you if you would take care of her children.
Yes.
You did for a short period of time. During the last week, according to you, she gave you a check and then stopped payment on that check. She later removed her children from your care. You want that check, which was $90.
Yes.
And also, it is your claim that she maliciously contacted the State Department of Social Services, who licenses you, and reported that children in your care were being given substandard care. And you want to be compensated for that because it put you out of business for a while. The defendant says that you did, in fact, give her children substandard care, and she is counterclaiming for all the money she paid you for her children's care and for punitive damages.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Chum, how did you find Mrs. Jones?
Well, I was looking for daycare for my children.
How old are your children?
They were 5 years old at the time.
Twins?
Yes. And I had seen Lori at some of the daycare meetings that I'd been to when I was providing child care. So I knew of her.
Fine. And you needed somebody immediately. You brought the children over when?
This was in July, on July 12th.
And what financial arrangements did you make?
They were going to be there for part-time, so she was charging me for part-time for the 2 children at $90 a week.
And how many weeks were the children there?
They were there for about 4.5 weeks or so.
And how many weeks did you pay for?
For all of the time that we were there.
Well, the last check, what happened?
I gave her the check on the Monday. Tuesday afternoon, I came and picked the children up as usual, and she wasn't there. Her husband was there, and I went and I said, where's Lori? And I was told that she had taken one of her children to a doctor. I said, okay, but the children, as soon as my children sat down in the car, they told me that, Mommy, they were watching naked people on TV.
Daycare provider Lori Jones says former client Nina Chum owes for child care fees and for making false allegations to Child Protective Services. Lori says Nina told authorities her husband was watching pornography while babysitting.
Did you ask the children to describe what they saw?
They just told me that there were naked people on TV, and to be honest with you, I was just so distraught, I didn't know what to think or what to do. I just drove home.
Did you question them any further?
I did ask if it was people on the beach, what was it, was it, because sometimes children may say that even people in underwear are naked, so I wanted to be sure, and they said no, they weren't wearing anything. And so that really bothered me, and I just contacted DCFS on the issue so that they could investigate further.
Okay, let's get to the 10th of August. Where were you?
I watched her kids up until about 3:15.
To the convert I want to die. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone.